Guys, if you have one of these Z425 John Deeres, there's a few things that you wind up running into. One of those things, obviously cracked seats, that's probably any lawnmower, but today we're going to be talking mainly about this thing. So you can run into a problem where your control sticks get a little floppy. And it's hard to see down in there. You would think you just have to tighten up a bolt or something, but you really don't. There's only a bolt or two holding it in, but I think it's one bolt, but it actually rotates on a bar that sticks out, and they have bushings on each side, and that's what makes it floppy, is when those bushings fall out of brake. So you can buy replacement bushings pretty cheap. Problem is getting down in there to replace them. On this one, the outside bushing needs replaced. I could probably go under it and get up in there, but getting that bushing pressed in there is going to be a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to take it apart a little bit to see what we need to get to. And I'm going to start by taking this plastic cover off. And so the plastic cover is just held on with a few bolts, as far as I know. If I run into anything else, I'll let you know, but there's a couple back here, there's one up here. And I don't know where any other ones might be, but we'll find out. There's one right there. Those all appear to be 13s, so let's get a wrench out and take that off. So that actually takes the whole gas tank off, but that's fine. Don't lose this little spacer. But now you can see where that bushing will go. And it's got one on each side. And I'll have to see if the other one's wore out. I'm sure it is, and see how to pull that out. And then I guess I'd grease it up and see if I can just tap it in there. That's what she said. Is that harassment? And then we can clean out all this old grass while we're in here. That's gross. No wonder these things tend to get kind of rough. All right, so I can't really get to the backside to get the other bushing out. It feels a little loose, so it's probably just on its way out. So I'm gonna take this little bolt out and the one on the backside, and this bracket should come apart. We'll see if it does. All right, guys, I had to take these 3 bolts out up here too. 1, 2, 3. And they weren't terrible to get to, but they weren't super easy. Looks like this assembly will finally fall down a little bit to where I can get to it. Let me see if I can get this assembly apart now using both my hands. All right, might not be fun getting back together, but all I'll do is get a little screwdriver in there and pry it this way, and that once that side popped loose from the back side, it just came out, and I can get to the other side. That's where the sensor for the park sensor is. And then you can see there's the other bushing. So you do have to take them apart to change both bushings, because this bushing goes in from this side. I assume the other one does too, because there was the other part left of the bushing. So that makes sense. It traps the bushings, that way they can't just fall out. So you got to take it apart to replace the bushings. So there's the new bushing. All I did was I just put just a touch of grease on it. I put it in the hole and I gave it a tap, 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 and it went right in. I have a feeling this is the easiest part. Getting this thing all back together is where I'm going to have to wedge a little bit. So I've got this side clipped in. I've got both sides clipped into this piece, but that back there, that little tab's got to go on the other side of the other tab. That seems like a pain. I'm gonna have to do this by knocking the camera down, so I'm just gonna have to tell y'all how I did it if I figure it out. All right, I think I got it figured out. You have to bend that one all the way down. I say bend it, twist it all the way down, twist that one all the way down. Then they barely will clear, and then you can snap them into place. It matters because it's only threaded on one side, so that has to go to the back, and the same thing on the other side. Once you got the clamshells together, going back together is pretty easy. I went ahead and started one of these just to hold kind of everything together. And I put this one in, then this one, then I'm going to put this one in. Then I'll put the back side screw of this in. And I'm not going to tighten anything down until all the screws are started, and I'll tighten everything down. And there you have it. Minimal amount of wiggle now. There's actually a little, these might need to be tightened, but you're going to have side to side because that obviously goes like this. But once it's in there, minimal amount of wiggle. There's a little bit of play just because obviously everything gets a little wore out over time, but now it won't flop around on me. That's what she said. Now it's just simple putting the gas tank back on, bolt, and 2 bolts back here, and then she's back together. All right, guys, hopefully this helps you, because a floppy joystick makes for a long day. That's what she said? I don't know. Not very easy to get to for a serviceable part, but not terrible. I've had a lot worse. All right, guys, if this helps, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye.